Ready? Hi everybody, I'm Nadeya and this is Alexa, and I'm super happy to be teaching you guys today. We're going to do like a chill, restorative kind of class, and Alexa's going to be my student, so thank you for being here. I hope you guys enjoy this. We're so happy that you're staying involved with the studio and so happy to be offering this for you. So come into a seated, comfortable position. Oh, if you have like pillows at home, like nice firm ones, like from the couch or something, if you don't have blocks, go ahead and grab those before, like hit pause or whatever. Get whatever you need to be cozy. All right, now that you're cozy, go ahead and come into a comfortable seated position and close your eyes. Lean back just a little bit. Notice that a lot of times when we're sitting, we lean forward. Just lean back a little bit and lift up through the very top of your head. And then draw your chin back. Notice if you're clenching your thighs or your glutes and try to relax. And feel where your feet touch the floor, where your ankles touch. And then feel where your sit bones or your glutes, your bottom touch the mat. And allow yourself to root down as you lift through the crown of your head, getting a little taller. Relax your shoulder blades down. You can leave your hands palms down or palms up. Just explore with yourself for a moment and see which one you prefer. And then be like, cool, okay, I like that one today. And relax your forehead. Release the space between your eyebrows. And as you inhale into your nose, fill your eye sockets with air. And as you exhale, imagine your eyeballs floating effortlessly, letting your eyelids become light like feathers. Relax your jaw. Let it get heavy, releasing the tension. And then feel your belly start to fill with air as you inhale. And notice as your body empties out on your exhale. Taking a moment to settle into the space. Really bringing awareness into the inhale, and notice how a long inhale into the nose can really relax and energize you at the same time. And as you exhale, release the stress. So inhale into your nose slowly to rejuvenate, and as you exhale, release. Taking a little time on your own to breathe. You can keep your eyes closed. I'll be leading you through this, but I am here for you if you need it. You're going to bring your right ear over towards your right shoulder. So nothing moves except your head. And your left elbow gets heavy, pulling your left shoulder down a little. If you want to get even deeper, you can drop your left arm down towards the side. Just encouraging the left shoulder down to get a deeper stretch. Keep focusing on your inhales, creating them nice and long, and then allowing the exhale to echo the inhale. Let your left shoulder move back an inch and then down another. Noticing how a very small movement can make a very big difference in sensation. Now take your left fingertips at a diagonal out to the side. So it's as if your fingers are pulling away from you, right this way. It's pulling away from you. As if a little kid is grabbing onto your fingers and pulling them away, getting a deeper stretch into your neck, into your arm, into your delts, and all the way into your arm. And as you keep the sensation of your fingers being pulled, inhale as your palm goes up, and then gently roll your head slightly back to the right and up. And then as you exhale, drop your head down and forward. So you're just keeping your head on the right side of your body. As you inhale, your palm goes up and your head glides back. And as you exhale, your chin moves down as your palm faces down. Inhaling up. And exhaling, rolling it down. Take a couple at your own pace, letting your head and your breath move together as your fingers are pulled away from you. And then very slowly bring your hand back to your leg and then lift your head nice and slow back towards the center and then just let it wobble a little bit. That part always feels a little weird and fun. And then take your left ear over towards your left shoulder. Ooh, that one's intense for me. You're gonna let your right elbow get heavy, pulling your right shoulder away from your ear. And to get deeper, you can drop your right arm to the side if you want to. You're still sitting up nice and tall through your chest. Check in with the muscles of your face and see if you started to clench anything and relax them again. Having a nice slow practice today. Move your right shoulder back 1 inch and then drop it down another. Ooh. And then let your right fingers pull out to the side at a diagonal as if your fingers are getting pulled away from you by a zombie monster. Feeling the sensation all the way starting in your arm up towards your neck. As you inhale, your palm faces up and your head gently glides back. And as you exhale, your palm faces down as you gently roll it forward. Nice and slow. Inhales are up. And exhales are down. Going at your own pace. And then nice and slow, bring your right hand back to your leg and lift your head back up towards the center. Wobble it around a little. And move your shoulders around in circles. If at any time in the practice today your neck starts to feel like tense or something, don't do it, because we just did all this work to relax your neck. So anytime, like say you're looking up and it kind of hurts, just be like, I'm not going to look up. I'm staying relaxed. That's what today's practice is about. Bring your fingers behind your head, just your fingertips. And then you're going to inhale. We're taking cat-cow, so if your neck open up to the sky. And as you exhale, draw your elbows together and let your elbows pull down. So your back is staying straight. The only thing that's moving is your head. Inhaling up, pausing at the top, and exhaling down. Don't forget to enjoy the nice slow inhale. And enjoy the nice slow exhale. Going at your own pace. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. One more up. And the next exhale, hold it down. Let the weight of your elbows pull you down to get a stretch in the back of your neck. And release your hands down and lift your head up. Take your right arm up and exhale it towards the outside of your left knee, and take your left arm behind you. Your left hand is pressing you forward, and then glance over your back shoulder. Inhale to lift, and exhale, glancing over your shoulder. And then slowly untwist, lifting up through the left arm, crossing it to the outside of the right knee, taking the right arm behind you, pressing up, inhaling up, and exhaling to glance over the shoulder. Your inhales lift you, and your exhales twist you. Try to relax your glutes and your thighs. And come back towards the middle. Give yourself a little bit of a wiggle. If your feet hurt or your legs or fall asleep or anything like that, you can shake them out. You can also put your feet into a butterfly position. We only have like one more thing that we're going to do in the seated position. Open up your arms nice and wide. Let your palms face up a little. Let your shoulder blades move towards each other. And glance lightly up, as if you're letting the sun touch your face right now. Right now, I think a lot of people are on their couch streaming Netflix, or on their computer, on their cell phones, crunching down the whole time. So taking a moment to feel vulnerable in the openness in a receptive position. And then bring your head back to neutral. Take your right arm underneath your left and cross it around to give yourself a big hug. And then move your shoulders down, lift your elbows up, and then move your elbows away from your face. And then open it up the other way. The left arm is going to go under, crossing your arms, walking your fingers back, shoulders down, elbows lift and pull away from your face. It's like you're making a little hole right there for your cat to crawl up in and kiss your face. And then release it down. Let's come over onto all fours. You're going to take your cat-cows. So you're keeping your hands right underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. Drop your belly as you inhale and glance up towards the sky. Pause for a second. Let your shoulder heads move back as your tailbone lifts and your head lifts. And as you exhale, pull your belly in towards your spine. Press into my finger to get a nice stretch in your shoulder blades. Beautiful work. So inhaling as you drop your belly down and glance up. And you're exhaling as your belly pulls into your back, dropping your head down. This one's cat, by the way. Inhaling into cow. And exhaling into cat. Go at your own pace. This is also your place to make a little bit of movement in your body, to see what you want to do. Move it in like little barrel shapes, or just move yourself around. One of my favorite things to do is when your belly comes in, to move your butt back towards your heels. And then you inhale forward to arch your spine. And then your belly pulls in and your butt presses all the way back to your heels. Just one of my faves, but you guys do what you want over there. And then come back to neutral. You're going to lengthen your right leg behind you and cross it over towards the left to me, and then drop your foot down. And then glance over towards your foot. Great. Making a nice rainbow arch on the side of your body. And you're going to switch sides. Lengthening the left leg out, crossing it over. And glancing towards the right. Let your hips pull over towards the right as your left side body opens up, getting a nice stretch. Come back towards the middle. Tuck your toes under, press back into down dog. It's going to take a little bit of time here. We're going to be doing a modified A series, and that's about the only thing we're going to be doing standing today. So let yourself have a little bit of a moment in down dog. Alexa's walking her dog. What are you going to do to your dog? Come up onto your tippy toes and walk your toes all the way up to your hands. Bring a generous bend into your knees. Bring the weight into your heels and grab your elbows if you'd like. Let your head dangle down. So as the weight of your head gets deeper, it helps pull your vertebrae apart, relaxing your spine, getting into your mid-back. You can sway if you'd like, but you don't have to. And then come back towards the middle. Drop your hands down. Start to straighten your legs. Don't try to over push anything. This is a very relaxed practice. Bring your weight into your toes as your hips glide forward. Great. And then you can glance towards your belly if you want a little bit more of a low back release. And we're going to take 3 cleansing breaths together here, which means inhaling into your nose and opening your mouth for an exhale. So empty all the breath out. Inhale into your nose. Open your mouth. 2 more. Inhaling. Open. Beautiful. Last one. Inhale. Open. Bring a little bend into your knees and roll all the way up nice and slow into a standing position. Just doing a modified A series, bringing your toes together and your heels slightly apart. Inhaling as you lengthen your arms up to the sky. And exhale, forward fold. Bringing your fingers towards your shins as you inhale, halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Inhale all the way up to standing, all the way up, bringing your hands up. And exhaling your hands to prayer. We're going to continue like that. Inhale to lift. Exhale to fold. Inhaling into a flat back. Exhale as you fold, hips glide forward. Inhaling all the way up to standing. And exhale your hands to your heart. Inhale to lift. Exhale to fold. Inhaling flat back. Exhale, folding, hips glide forward. Inhale all the way up. I'm going to verbally lead you through one more exhale, hands to your heart. And then I'll just say the breath cues. Inhale to lift. Exhale to fold. Inhaling halfway up. Exhale, curling in. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more on your own without me talking. Beautiful work. Inhale as your hands lift up to the sky. And exhale, forward fold. Bending your knees, place your hands on the mat and step your left foot back. Drop your left knee down and bring your right hands up, both hands up to your shin. Press into your leg to bring your right hip back as your left hip rolls forward, and then let your pelvis scoop forward. Getting a sensation in your hip flexor right in here. If you'd like to get a little bit deeper, you can take your left hand out in front of you and let it pull you forward. You can also take it up to the sky, taking your right hand to meet it. Grab onto your wrist. Your right hand grabs your left wrist and exhale as you pull it towards the right. Your left hip is still rolling forward. Come back towards the middle. Release your hands to either side of your front leg. Tuck your back toes under and step back into down dog. Step your left foot forward and release your right knee down. Untuck your feet and your foot and bring your hands up to your left leg. You're pressing into your leg, and as you press, you can feel your hip pull away from your femur, and then your right hip rolls forward, and then your tailbone just tucks under. Relax your shoulders. Let your lips curl up just a little bit on the sides. Option to stay here or take your right arm forward, maybe overhead. The left arm grabs your wrist, awesome, and then pull it in my direction over to the left, getting that rainbow shape again in your side body, letting your right hip still travel forward. Still focusing on your breathing, nice and slow. Come back towards the center. Release your hands to either side of your front foot. Tuck your back toes under and step your back foot forward into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, forward fold. Step your right foot back. Release your back knee down. Bring your hands to your heart. And then take your right elbow to the outside of your left thigh. If this is too much, you can always just take your right hand down and lift your other arm up. Hugging your left hip in towards the right and pressing your hands together to lift your chest up towards your heart. And again, if it hurts your neck, like I said, don't do it. Just look forward or look down. Slowly release it, taking an inhale up. Release your hands down, tuck your back toes under, step back into down dog. Now take your right foot forward. Release your left knee down. Bringing your hands up to your heart. And then switching the direction of your twist. The left elbow comes outside of your right thigh. Awesome. Your right hip is hugging in. And your left hip is rolling down. And come back towards the middle. Let your arms travel up for a tiny little back bend. Release your hands down, tuck your back toes under, and step up into forward fold. Inhale as you halfway lift. Release it down and step your left foot back. This time you're going to walk your right foot over to the right and drop your back knee down. Bring both hands to the inside of your right leg. Step your left knee forward so it's at a 90-degree angle. And then you're going to swing your left foot behind you. Take your right hand, stays to the inside of your right thigh, and your left arm reaches up. So this position feels real good when you press your right bicep back into your right thigh. It gets an opening right in your privates. Private area, your swimsuit area. I guess we should thank Eve. If it wasn't for Eve, we wouldn't have swimsuits. And then release your hands down. Swing your leg back behind you, and then scooch your knee, a bunch of scooches back. And then hang out here for a moment. And if you want, you can stay up here, or you can release down onto your forearms, or remember those firm pillows that you got at home? They're gonna act as blocks. So you can also release your arms down onto pillows or blocks, whatever you have. The firmer is the better. And try to let yourself melt in here for a moment. Breathing in and out of your nose. I know we love the fast yoga practices sometimes, but it's really important, especially in times of stress, that instead of always just working hard, that we take a moment to sink into our bodies and breathe. Come back up onto your hands. Tuck your back toes under and lift up your back knee. Pause here for a moment. With your knee up, you're going to let your left thigh press up into your hamstring as your heel presses back and your chest pulls forward. And then if you'd like, you can rock forward and back. Nice and slow though. And if there's somewhere that feels like, oh yeah, you can pause there for a moment. And then we're going to step back into down dog. And now step your left foot between your hands. You release your back knee down, but you're going to bring it forward so it's at a 90-degree angle. Your foot moves out a little bit, so both hands come onto the inside of the left foot, and then your right arm reaches up to the sky, and your left bicep presses back into your left leg. Oh, and swing your foot around. Thank you. See, you can't do this on your own. Well, not you, I. So we're looking for sensation, you're not looking for pain. So in any of the poses, just find the place where it feels a little intense but doesn't hurt. Release your top arm down, swing your back leg back behind you, and then scooch it back, a bunch of scooches, so your weight's not really all on your knee as you let yourself release down into your lizard pose. Letting yourself sink in. Notice where you're clenching your body. Try to relax. And come back onto your hands. You're going to tuck your back toes under and lift your back knee up. Let your right heel press back, your triceps rotate back, and your chest pulls forward. The back of your right knee is pressing up towards the sky. And then if you want to move a little, you can. And then you're going to come into a down dog. And eventually make your way down into a seated position. So if you want to stay in down dog for like an hour, just hit pause. That is available to you. Come into a seated position. You're going to bring your knees nice and wide this time, so your right foot can be in front of your left. Yeah, it doesn't matter. We'll get both sides, but she'll confuse me if she does the other one. So you can pull your butt cheeks out a little bit. Feel your sit bones. Bring your hands to your legs, and you're going to take really nice big circles. Try to keep a straight back. And as you come forward, that's where I go really slow, because that's where you get to soak in the delicious, where you feel it in your legs. Nice and slow. And switch directions. Ooh, yeah. And then come back towards the middle. Your right leg, the leg that's in the front, you bring your hand to the inside of your right thigh. If you guys have been to my class, you know I love this. And then you're going to take your left hand to the outside of your left knee. So it's like out and forward. Then you try to twist your torso over your back knee, and then release your head down over your leg. So you're getting a release in your hip and in your low right back. If you want more, you just press into your leg a little bit more. Sometimes they don't even press into it at all. Sometimes it just feels better to relax. And let your head get heavy. Just let it dangle there like we do in forward fold or ragdoll, letting the weight of your head pull you down. Then take your right arm over to meet the left, and then walk them both towards the center. And we'll let your head rest down. You have two options of just one, just like letting yourself fold into it, or the second option is to press into your forearms, so let your booty move back a little bit. Bringing the weight into the back of your hips, but just explore, see which one your body wants to do, and then let your head melt down wherever you pick. If this hurts your knees or you're physically not able to do these positions, again, earlier, like I mentioned, that butterfly position where your legs are wide, you can also do this here. And you can take those pillows you have with you, you can put them underneath your knees here for extra support if you need it. Like this. It all feels good. So I just hope that you're having a good day. You're slowing it down. Maybe one of these days you can even take this video with you outside and do it in the park if it's nice out. There's nothing like a really quiet, slow practice in the grass. During this time, also just make sure you're getting outside just for a little bit every day. Even if it's just for like a little walk around the block. You can pretend like you have a dog. Or just grab a stroller and put a blanket on top and pretend like you're walking a baby. And walk your hands back all the way up. Straighten your legs out in front of you. Give them a little bit of a wiggle. Inhale to lift. And first bring your hands down towards your shins and pause here. We're going to move our chest forward and up to the far corner of your room. And then if you want to get deeper, you can just slide your arms forward, but this time have the focus of having a straight spine. And just like we did earlier, tuck your chin back a little bit like we did in our seated meditation, and then the very top of your head can press forward. Walk your hands back. And this time you're going to take your left leg in front and your right leg in back, nice and wide. And again, if you're at home and you don't have much flexibility today, you can have your feet in a V shape. Take your first we're just going to roll around. I remembered this time. Ooh, that feels so good. Trying to keep a straight spine as you move forward, and in the forward position is where you go slow. If you guys take a lot of 3S classes and you've been getting a lot of booty work, this should feel really good. And switch directions. And every now and then this week, turn off your TV and throw some music on instead. Did we switch directions? Okay. Then come back towards the center. Take your left leg to the left thigh, your right hand, and then take the other arm outside of your knee. Twist over your leg and then release your head down. Relax your forehead. Try not to let your mind wander. It's also a great idea to put your phone on Do Not Disturb while you're doing these yoga videos so you don't see the text popping up as you try to do your practice. Take your left arm over towards your right, and then walk both hands towards the center. And you can either press into your hands or your forearms to press your weight back into your bottom, or you can let your head rest down and just melt into it, whichever one you guys prefer. A really beautiful option for you while you're breathing here is on every inhale, say in your head, in the here, in the here. And on your exhales, say in the now, in the now. Bringing yourself out of where you are into this moment, in the here, in the here, in the now, in the now. With your own breath. This is what your body feels like right this second. Walk your hands back up. Straighten your legs out in front of you. And this time you're going to let your feet flop out to the sides. And then you're going to let your hands come down and your head flop down as well. So this is actually a yin pose. So you just let everything fall where it wants to fall. There's no form. It doesn't matter. You're like a little doll left in the corner. This is a very vulnerable position. It's also very intense sensation-wise in the whole back side of your body. We'll be here for about 2 minutes. So let yourself know that. And then surrender to that. And just breathe. Instead of fighting it, let your head get a little heavier. Relax your face. Feel any emotions or sensations that come up. Try not to push them away, but just feel them inside of you. And slowly roll all the way down onto your back, nice and slow. Hug your right knee into your chest And then pull it over towards your right armpit. Squeeze it in a little bit tighter over at your armpit. And then cross it over the left side of your body into a twist, taking your right arm out to the side. And let it fall, your knee fall over towards the floor, wherever feels good. It's more important to keep your shoulder down than it is to get your knee down. Alexa has her left hand on her right thigh. That can help pull a little bit more if that is something that you want to do. Come back towards the center. Release your leg down. And hug the other knee in. Pull it over towards your left armpit. Squeeze it in a little bit tighter. Release your hip out. And then cross it over the right side of your body. Extend your left arm out to the side. And glance over to the left. Hopefully you're feeling nice and relaxed now. You're still staying with us. You're not letting your mind travel to when this is over. Just enjoying these last openers for your back and for your body. And come back towards the center. Hug your knee in just for a second like you did on the other side and release it down. And we're taking Shavasana. So give a little space in between your thighs. Let your feet fall open. Let your palms face up towards the sky. And let yourself just relax, just be. We're not focusing on our breath right now. We're just existing. Let the thoughts come and go, because they will show up. Just ask them for a moment. And then begin to let your belly rise and fall, bringing the awareness back into your physical body, back into the material world. Bringing little movements into your fingers and into your toes, your wrists and ankles. And roll over onto one side as you're ready into a little fetal position. Going from corpse pose, the death of your practice, into rebirth. This is a really beautiful space to make a decision on what you want to leave behind and what you would like to move forward with. If there's something that you've been holding on to today, or that is a negative feeling that you just can't let go of, especially right now in this really weird world that we're in, you can make a conscious decision to get up from your mat today with a different perspective. Or it can be just something simple as when I get up, I'm going to have more compassion for the rest of myself and my day. Or maybe you'll pet your cat more. Slowly making your way up into a seated position. I'd like to thank you, Alexa, for doing the practice with me today. I'd like to thank you guys for being here and for taking care of yourself and for sticking with us. Bring your hands into a prayer to your forehead for the right thoughts, to your mouth for the right words, and your heart for the right actions. It's always my pleasure to be here for you and to lead you in your practice. Thank you for having me. Namaste.